Hello everybody, KJ back with another episode of the Ultimate Cars Opening. In the last episode, we checked out a lot more items. That episode, I don't know, was a week or two ago. I can't remember, but I've got more stuff from Indiana. If you noticed the title of the last episode, that was the first part of the stuff I got in my most recent trip to Indiana. This is the second part, and this is all the other things that I got. And as you can tell, all of this stuff is a lot older than some of the stuff we saw in the second episode. So, for episode 2, I thought we'd jump in with some older things and the rest of my Indiana scores. So, without further ado, if you enjoy, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The support you left on the previous episode is amazing. It just cracked 1,000 views not long ago, and I'm extremely grateful for all of that. Thank you so much. And while I'm here, thank you for, as of now, a little over 130 subscribers. I'm surprised at how much my channel is growing, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of it. And I'm incredibly grateful for you. So, thank you so much for all of the support, and let's jump into it with Scores from Indiana, Part 2. Actually, one little side note, if you hear any background stuff, that's either my cats or the washing machine. So, at some point, I may need to go take care of either of those. For now, let's jump into it. So, like I said earlier, this is all stuff I got in Indiana. But this stuff, rather than Target and Walmart, ranges from thrift stores and places. So, I guess we'll start with this guy. This is the Dr. Pity. So, context for this guy. Context for the character, first of all. He appears in the same short as this guy in the background, who we will get to later. Not this guy, but this guy. I don't know if you can see it, but there he is. Dr. Feelbad. So, he appears in the same Cars tune as Dr. Feelbad, and it's a Mater Cars tune. He appears in one of Mater's Tall Tales. I think they're all on Disney Plus. I'm not sure. All I know is that I've got most, if not all of them, on Amazon. But yeah, this is the Dr. Pity. He appears in one of them. Actually, it might not be the same as Dr. Feelbad. He might appear in the Firefighter episode. I don't know. But he appears in one of those episodes. And I was lucky enough to get him for free. So, yeah, I don't have this guy. You can tell he's got a little hospital logo, or the Cars version of a hospital logo. It looks like a little wrench, which is amazing. A nice cyan color. I don't have this one. He's in pretty good condition, albeit a few paint chips, but I don't have this guy, and he's in very nice condition, so feels good to get him, especially for free. Let's cover this guy next. So, this guy is one of those lenticular cars. Actually, I'll explain the character first. So, at the end of... So, after the race in Cars 1 is done, the first race at the beginning of the movie, once it's done, McQueen is swarmed by a bunch of news reporters and camera people, and this is one of them. He's got a nice camera here. It snaps in a little hole on his hood, and it goes over his tire. It's meant to go over his tire. It is a little bent, I think, but that might just be how it's supposed to look. I can't entirely tell. But yeah, a nice car overall. I do have multiple of this guy. So why do I have another one, you ask? This is the lenticular version. And lenticulars, if you don't know, it's their eyes. If you hold them at a specific angle, you can see their eyes change. And I do not have a lenticular version of this guy. I didn't even know they made a lenticular version of this guy. So, pretty nice to get him. I'm happy about that. For now, though, yeah, aside from that, Pretty good condition. I really don't see any paint chips. I think I got him as a part of a $15 score. I can't quite remember. He wasn't $15, but he was involved with, like, he was one of my purchases that totaled up to $15. So pretty nice to get him. That feels good. I might as well get the big one out of the way. This is Ramon's Body Shop. Starting off, I'll take a look at this guy. So, this is the Mini Racers Ramon. I do have a lot of Mini Racers, but I actually do not have a regular purple Mini Racers Ramon. So it feels nice to get one. Some pretty big paint chips here and there, and some paint chips on the line up here as well, where his eyes meet the roof. But overall, from this side, he is pretty chipped up. Other side, he looks brand spanking new. One of his headlights is missing. I might color that in. But yeah, I found this guy in a bag at a Goodwill, which I think the bag was like $5. So, not much interesting stuff in the bag, but this was definitely one of the interesting things in it. One of two interesting things in it. So, yeah, to get a mini racer I don't have for $5 isn't a bad deal at all. Now, here is the real score. Ramon's Body Shop, same place. I got it at Goodwill for $1. Yeah, I got the Body Shop, this old story set, because you can tell by the grooves. I got this old Ramon's Body Shop story set for $1. And that's, honestly, what's the date on this? This is, I can't quite, 2015. I got this 8-year-old Body Shop, which would cost usually who knows how much on eBay for a single dollar. It is incomplete, though. So, more context for the set itself. It's meant to be a thing for color changes. Like, example, you remember that President Mater we unboxed in the last episode? Yeah, something like that. They would be designed for this set. And there would normally be a tube up here which you would squeeze and it would squirt water onto the car. And you could spin them around with the turntable and get them all painted. And I'm assuming you would just spin this around to cover it so you didn't get wet. It does have some old sticker prints. There were some stickers on it that I was able to get off, but yeah. It did leave some sticky behind. Still, though, for $1, not bad. One other missing piece, however, is this. There would normally be a slide here, I think. And it isn't there. But still, considering how big of a landmark this is in the movie, and considering I got pretty much the complete thing for $1, and it's still functional, like this spins, and you can spin the turntable, and you can even raise it up. You can raise up the car to the roof, which isn't something that happens in the movie, but considering I got all of that, and the fact it can connect to other sets, with all of that in mind, considering I got this for $1, that's a steal. So, that's my second thing from Goodwill. I didn't find it in that bag I mentioned. The second and other interesting thing I found in that bag at Goodwill, however, is this. This is a Cars on the Road McDonald's Ivy. Yeah, from McDonald's. So, first context for the character. In Cars on the Road, one of the episodes, McQueen and Mater meet a monster truck named Ivy, who only recently got their die cast. I don't know, Cinder, do you? Okay, sorry, that's my cat in the background. So, Ivy is one of the characters who debuted in Cars on the Road, and McQueen and Mater meet her, and they go on a journey together. Although it lasts like a single episode, maybe two, I can't remember. context for the McDonald's part. After Cars on the Road came out, or maybe before Cars on the Road came out, I can't remember, but they did a Happy Meal toy thing with it. So they had a bunch of characters, and they were all Happy Meal McDonald's toys. So Ivy was one of them. A majority of them were McQueen and Mater, but one of them was Ivy, and I do not own any variation of Ivy. I don't own the mini racer. I don't own the actual diecast, although I might try to collect it one day. So, yeah, my first Ivy. This is a special one. It's nice to get Ivy. They were the other thing in that bag I found at Goodwill that was included with the mini racer Ramon. So, yeah, $5 for this and this. Not a bad deal. They were in their bag, by the way. They were still in their McDonald's bag, and the stickers hadn't been put on, so I put them on, and yeah, that went nice. Its function, if you've noticed, I think you're meant to push it back, and then it's meant to go, and then shake on the way, but I don't know, the function really doesn't work. But that explains why the wheels don't roll. It's this that rolls. But yeah, it does shake. And overall, not a bad find. I'm happy about that. I'm really happy to get an Ivy. So, I'll put this stuff on the side for now. We really haven't gotten into anything to open yet. I'll cover the 2-packs. I'll cover the 2-packs in the background. I'll cover this one first. I'll cover the others in a bit. So, here we have Lost in the Desert Mini and Lost in the Desert Van. Context for the characters. At the end of the first movie, the post-credit scene, you can see Minnie and Van, who appeared earlier in the movie, trying to find their way through the desert. And as you can see, Van has gone a little bit insane. So, yeah. And I know this series is titled The Ultimate Cars Opening, but I want to leave these two in the package. I will take a look at them, so you can't really tell about his mouth, but you can see his eyes. One's bigger than the other. He's got cacti in his top, and he's covered in dust. Minnie also has a weird expression, and she's covered in dust. But yeah, these guys normally go for $75 online, so the fact that I got them as a part of a $100 lot from a store in Indiana, that's a steal, and I'm gonna keep them in the box. They do have some dents in the packaging, but the cars aren't touched, and the card back is still nice and secured on. So, I might open them up one day, but for now, I'm gonna leave them in the box. Funny thing, though, so, for this 2-pack, their nameplates are connected. Because I think for most 2-packs, from my memory, 2-packs would have 2 separate card backs, 2 separate little cardboard stands with their names, but I guess for this one, they decided to connect them, which, nothing wrong with it. It does make it unique, so just pointing that out. Alright, next one. So, this is another one that I actually plan to leave in the package. This is Jeff Gorvette and John Lasseter. So, context for the characters. Jeff Gorvette is actually the Cars version of Jeff Gordon. That's his name. Jeff Gordon. So there are a lot of actual race car driver cameos in pretty much all the Cars movies. Like Doc Hudson, Strip Weathers the King, River Scott, I think, Junior Moon, and one of them, and even Lewis Hamilton. One of them is Jeff Gordon, who plays Jeff Gorvette. And I think that's a clever name. Because Gorvette, Jeff Gorvette, Corvette, Jeff Gordon, they played that really well. I really like that. So, There's context for Jeff. He plays, of course, Jeff Gorvette in the movie. Same thing with the nameplate. It's connected, but not a big deal. And then John Lasseter, of course, is just the crew chief for Jeff Gorvette. So, you got the racer and the crew chief. Now, the reason I'm leaving them in the package is because I was going to open them, but then a friend advised me to leave them in the package, because cars like these could go for a nice price on eBay if I ever decide to sell my cars collection. And so, yeah. I mean, I did really want to open them, but I was able to find not only the crew chief, but the pity as well in a 2-pack, and I was able to pick up a new Jeff Gorvette. So, I actually did originally buy this to get a new Jeff Gorvette, and the crew chief was just a bonus, but now I've got a new Jeff Gorvette, and the pity, and the crew chief all at one. So, that is actually all of Team Jeff Gorvette, because there was no hauler made for their team. So, that's all of them. So, yeah, I'm gonna put this to the side. I won't open it. I mean, I'll take a look at the back first. The World Grand Prix will determine who is the fastest car in the world. 3 races in 3 countries and only 1 champion. Available 2014. So I'm guessing this was made 2014. We've got, of course, the characters we saw. Here's Lewis Hamilton. Nigel Gearsley, Francesco Bernoulli, Max Schnell. I like the packaging. This is, a scene from the movie where they race in Italy. You can see the World Grand Prix logo, and there, down at the bottom, is 6 out of 15. So this is the 6th package, I think. 6th out of 15. Oh, wait, no, here we go. 5 out of 15, John Lasseter, and 6 out of 15. Okay, now I get it. So, these are the 5th and 6th cars in the World Grand Prix line for this set of cars. Disney World of Cars. Yeah, I'm going to leave them in the box. I will review Team Jeff Gorvette someday, and I will open up all of Team Jeff Gorvette in a future episode, but not this one. This one is going to be for display, probably for life. Finally, we're going to open something. This is the 3rd and final 2-pack that I picked up as a part of the $100 lot. For context, the Dr. Pity, this guy, and the Body Shop, they were not part of the line. They were not part of it. There were a number of cars that were a part of it. I can't remember where all of... Oh, wait, no. The Mac was a part of them. The Jocko Flocko Mac hauler from the previous episode was one of them. That was a part of that lot. So, yeah, same thing with this one and this one. These were all a part of that lot for $100. The 3rd and final 2-pack of that $100 lot was the Disney Pixar Cars Palace Chaos 2-pack with Doug's Speed Check and Palace Danger Finn McMissile. And this one I am going to open right now. I'm going to take a look at the box first, though. We've got 8 out of 9 and... yeah, 9 out of 9. So there were only 9 cars made for the Chaos Palace pack. Yeah, collect all 9 in the Palace Chaos series. I have Holly Shiftwell. I don't have any of these other ones. Each sold separately. Available 2013, so this is 2013 packaging. Same thing with the nameplate, it's stuck together. And I do not have this Finn McMissile with this specific expression. And I do not have Doug's Speed Check, so let's get into it. I'm going to carefully try to open it so I can keep the card back. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. A little messy, but hey, not bad. I'm going to keep this. Now then, here we have the first thing It's been almost 20 minutes and I'm finally opening something. Okay. Here we have let's take a look at this briefly. So, it's just one long one of these. So these are how the nameplates usually are. They're just one big scrap of paper. But this is just two of them mishmashed together, I guess. Yeah. Pretty cool. It's nice to keep track of their names. So, yeah. Nice to get that. And now, here we go. I'm not too attached to either of these characters, but I don't have either of them. Like, there's a variation of this guy. Maybe not variation. Okay, so in the final scene of the Cars 2 movie where they're racing through London, I'm guessing this guy's the chief of police, and there's a bunch of cars who look identical to him, but they're all gray and have yellow and blue checkered patterns. I'll have to show you one day when I show off my car collection, but yeah, so he shares the same design as the regular ones, but I'm guessing he's all black and has the yellow and blue checkered pattern just because he's the chief. So to distinguish the chief and the regular police cars, they gave him a different color palette. So here is Doug's speed check. He has a different expression than I thought he would. He looks really nice. It says road hug. Why does it say road hug on his tires? I don't know. Oh, this one actually that one got messed up kind of badly. The white is kind of, the white kind of got screwed up on his tire here, but on all the other tires, it does say road hug, and it doesn't really matter. This does say road hug. I don't know why. That's a little weird, but he's got the police symbol on his hat, and he's got police written on his hood. So this is, of course, inspired by London Police Force, because in the Cars 2 movie, they race in 3 carified, I guess, places of actual countries in the world. So they race in Tokyo, Italy, and London in that order. And so there's security that designed based off of each of those countries' law enforcements. So he's got the hat, a nice silver badge. He's designed really well. He's got the license plate, the red lights. His headlights and front grille I am really impressed in. I'm really impressed with the detailing on him. And the eyes. He's got a nice black coat of paint. He is really well made. This guy is really well made. And finally, the second car in this 2-pack, Finn McMissile, or more specific... Kitty, are you okay? She's probably upset about something. She's always upset about something. We finally have Palace Danger Finn McMissile. So, okay, hang on. I gotta go take care of my cat. Okay, sorry about that. I've got to kind of hurry up because the cats are gonna be fed in a little over 20 minutes. So I've got to speed this up a bit. So Palace Danger Finn McMissile. He is really well made. He's got the same design as regular Finn McMissile, which if you don't know, just Google Finn McMissile diecast. But his mouth is, wide open. He's got the stash, and his eyes, he's got a determined or angry expression. I do not have this guy, so feels nice to get him. He's got little, I don't want to say shurikens, but he's got a little symbol on his tires. He's overall designed really well, and I don't have him, so it's nice to get 2 new cars. And I finally opened something, so yeah, there's that. And a new card back too. So there's 4 items left, and I'm gonna sort of speed through them, but we'll have to see. I'll start with this one. So this is Michael Roeder. This is the ViewZine Next Gen. And this is actually not just the Vuzi Next Gen, but the Fireball Beach variation of Michael Roeder. So, I did not have this guy. I did not have, any Vuzi Next Gen, period. I didn't have any variation, whether the sand one or the regular one, or maybe there might have been a metallic one made. I can't remember, but I didn't have any version of a Next Gen Vuzine, which, by the way, Vuzine is the sponsor. So, yeah, I had the stock car from Cars 1 and the stock car from Cars 2, but not the Next Gen. For $6, I was able to pick up for $6 the Fireball Beach variation, and I finally have Michael Roeder, aka Next Gen Vuzine. And he's the Fireball Beach variant because you can see he's got sand all over his tires. There's a bit of sand on his side and sand all over his, I don't know if undercarriage is the right word, but it might be. But yeah, all on the underbelly as well as the tires and a little bit on the spoiler, just coated in sand. Aside from that, it is kind of just the regular Vuzine diecast. You got number 39, you've got the sponsor. It's kind of hard to see, but that does say Vuzine. A nice determined expression, and Vuzine written on the spoiler. I like the shades of blue used for this guy. He's very well made, and I finally have him. I finally have a Next Gen Vuzine, which I am very happy about. I'm going to set the card back and nameplates to the side, but that is Michael Roeder. Okay. Second to last, actually, yeah. For now, the last thing out of box right off the bat. Well, I should rephrase that. The last thing that isn't in its box that I haven't reviewed yet. The Transberry Juice Cab. So, while at that thrift store, I got Vuzine as a part of that lot too, by the way, the $100 lot, as well as Finn McMissile and the police guy. One of the other things I got in that $100 lot was the Transberry Juice Cab. I was scavenging through a bin of Pixar cars this guy had, and sort of accidentally peeled off I was lifting it up to take a look at it, and the plastic bubble accidentally came off a bit. So to make up for it, I bought him. The Transberry Juice Cab, and I think it was worth it. There was no Transberry Juice hauler made, I think, which is unfortunate. But the wheels roll nice. He's a nice basic purple. And of course, he's the cab for the Transberry Juice sponsor. He's got the racer number on the side. I like his expression a lot. He's in very nice condition. And I even have the card back. I'm going to cover this up just in case, but yeah, this is a very old price tag. And it says, I think this was originally $4 or something, $4 to $5. He's a part of the Piston Cup Pit Crew collection. He's a deluxe. And you can see in the background on the car back all of the Piston Cup teams. On the back, it says, Piston Cup racers rely on their pit crew to get them out of the pit stop in record-breaking time and one tire closer to the Piston Cup championship. This is a scene from the movie. You got a bunch of pitties, some of which weren't made. I don't think they made pitties for this team, which is really unfortunate. I would love to see pitties of this team. I know they made this guy, this pitty, and this guy, but yeah. So on the back, we've got the Transberry Juice Cab and the Vinyl Toupee Cab. There was a hauler made for Vinyl Toupee, so I'm going to try to pick that up rather than just the cab. But there was no Transberry Juice Cab hauler made, so I've got the cab only, but hey, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to get that. So I'm going to just put these off to the side. 2 items left. So, starting off, this is the final one that I will review and not open. This is Brian Feek Clamp. I'm again gonna cover up the clearance thing, but, yeah, now, $4.88. He was very cheap back in the day. This is, what packaging is this? I'll read the back first, actually. Crowds of reporters gathered to cover the Piston Cup race and answer the question race fans of all ages are asking. Who will win the coveted Piston Cup? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Why are they asking him if they don't know? Like, the fans don't know, and the reporters, they might not know either. Like, they can make predictions, but they might be wrong about those predictions. But, yeah. This is actually that guy, by the way. Dash Boardman. Oh, I get it. Dashboard. That's clever. They take a lot of cars and make names. They make a lot of... Wow. Yeah, I get it. They make a lot of car puns with the names. But this is that guy. So, Dashboardman. So this guy I originally bought because I thought, hey, there's no app... How do I say it? So, one of the race car sponsors in the Cars movie is Apple. Yeah, the Apple company. The only real-life sponsor, I think, with the exception of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and, Strip Weathers. I'm not sure about their sponsors, but that's the only real-life sponsor, Apple. And for them, there was an Apple crew chief, I think. Like, surely the Apple team race car had a crew chief, but they never got a die cast. Mattel never made a die cast for Apple, for the Apple crew chief. So, I originally bought this to open and maybe make as a custom. So, I could make a custom Apple crew chief. But I'm thinking I might just leave him in the box. Yeah. I'm going to leave him in box, Brian Feek. I originally thought it said Brian Camp, so I'm mixing myself up. But yeah, I'm going to leave him in the box. I might make him into a custom Apple crew chief someday, but he's mainly just a part of the Piston Cup Reporters series. There's honestly also no point in covering the clearance tag. Deluxe, Disney Pixar cars. Nice card back. Nice car to get. Finally, the final car, Dr. Feelbad, as seen in Monster Truck Mater. So, context for the character, first of all. Sorry if you hear background noise, by the way. I think one of my neighbors is mowing their lawn or something, but whatever. So, context for the character. Of course, as seen in Monster Truck Mater. So, in the Cars Toon short Mater Tall Tales Monster Truck Mater, Mater is, of course, a monster truck. And it's essentially wrestling, but cars, which I think is clever. Monster trucks, they did that. They used monster trucks for that, so that's honestly really clever. But yeah, Mater fights a ton of opponents in a wrestling arena. One of them is Ice Screamer. And there are, I think, 4 or 5 opponents he fights, and one of them is Dr. Feelbad. And this is actually the final main truck, or enemy truck I need, because I have the other 3. And Mater does actually fight 5 opponents, but one of them is a giant monster. So, yeah. I'm happy to get this one, as seen in Monster Truck Mater. Only at Walmart. Save money, live better. So I'm guessing this was originally a Walmart exclusive. And also like Brian Feek Clamp and the Transberry Juice Cab and all the 2-packs, this was a part of that $100 lot. Monster Truck Mater. Mater said he used to be a monster truck superstar, the Tormentor. He and Lightning McQueen wrestled the biggest and baddest monster truck of them all. Is it a true story or a tall tale? Find out in the smashing short film Monster Truck Mater. The adventure again and again at www.disney.com/cars. So, Frightening McMean was another one of the trucks, and I do have Tormentor, and I have Frightening McMean, so this is pretty much the final one I need. So I'm going to try to keep the card back and the name tag, but yeah. Sorry if there was a lack of opening, by the way. I did want to review a lot of these, but at the same time, I feel like it is important to leave a lot of these in their card, in their packaging, so I can maybe sell them at some point. Yeah, so sorry if you were a little disappointed that I only opened 2 items, but seeing as how much we reviewed, I think that's pretty okay as well. So, there's also a sticker, oh, here we go, monster size. Okay, so name tag first of all. It's got an image of Dr. Feelbad from the short. It's got, I think those are meant to be wires you see in wrestling cages, which is a nice little charm. It adds a bit of charm to it and references the short he's from. We got Dr. Feelbad written on it. And here he is himself. Dr. Feelbad. I'm going to move this to the side for now. He is actually much bigger than I thought he would be. He is absolutely ginormous. So, looking at him right off the bat, his axles do move, so he can bobble all around and make turns. He's got a very determined expression, and it's upside down and backwards, but that does spell out Dr. Feelbad. It's also written on his sides, and here we go. This is actually the same symbol that the Pitties got, which is why I think they're from the same short, but that Pitty could be from the Firefighter short. I might be wrong. A nice red stripe, I think, that goes all across him. He's got lights all over him. A black undercarriage. He rolls well. And on the back it says Dr. Feelbad again. And it's got 2 more of the symbols, and I didn't notice. It actually says back off on the back, which is kind of the opposite of what an ambulance is supposed to do. But, of course, this is a monster truck, not an ambulance. So, yeah, that's about it. Here are the card backs again. I'm just going to show you them really quickly so I can wrap up the episode, because my cats are going crazy. They are very hungry. Like, they're always impatient for their dinner. So, there we have the name tags all over again. I'm happy with this episode. This turned out to be pretty fun. I didn't open a lot, but I did review a ton of stuff. So, yeah, that's probably going to do it for this episode. I will have more episodes of the Ultimate Cars opening out at some point. But, yeah, for now, I'm going to put the camera down a bit lower. That is going to be it for now, though. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Ultimate Cars opening. Another episode will be out at some point. I do not know when, but another episode will come out at some point. For now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Have a good day.